Okay. Now, because I wasn't explaining it too well, I tried to really, I guess, make it explicit in my head and see how it seems to you guys when you're viewing it and how you want to approach it. Uh, First thing first, you always want to make, if you have a bunch of stuff going on, you just want to make the trig ratio of the angle as a subject. From what I've seen in class, you guys were all fine with that. That was good. This is where I lost all of you, a lot of you guys, and it was hard. Find related acute angle. The key word is that I want it to be acute, and it's a related acute angle. This means I don't care if, oh, actually, I'll use a different color for that one. This means I don't care if it's a plus or minus because I'm just looking for the acute version of it. What does it mean for it to be acute? It means it's between 0 to 90 degrees. That's it. Like it could be positive or negative, it could be wherever, but I'm just looking for that one possible variant of it. And I want it to be related, which means I could be using it in use quadrants or ASTC after. Once I have found the related acute angle and determined the quadrants for it, then I use it. So here's an example that I'll go through. Okay. So if, e.g., I have sine of x equals to -1 on 2. Step one, this is what I'll do in my head. I'm not going to write step one in my exam, but I'm going to do step one first of all. Determine which quadrants it lies in. Well, let's see. Sorry, I should have actually given the domain too. 0 to 2 pi. You know what? Let's do angles first. Let's do degrees because you guys are struggling with it right now from the fundamentals. We'll just build up from there. Which quadrants does sine x equals to -half lie in? Well, in between 0 to 360. Well, let's see. I know this is negative. That means it has to be here and here. So what does that mean? If I have any angle that were to provide me with the answer, it would be theta here, and then it would be theta here. Now I want you guys to know, therefore, x, whatever that angle might be, should just be whatever theta is added onto 180 for the third quadrant. And for this quadrant, it would be 360 minus theta. Because it lies in quadrants 3 and 4, it has to be 180 plus theta, and it has to be 360 minus theta. Okay? Now I need to find what the stupid theta is. This is my related acute angle. That's the angle that I'm going to go from 180 degrees or less than 360 degrees or less than 180 or from 0, whatever that might be. Now, ignore, sorry, ignore uh, plus or minus, find, thing. I don't know what's wrong with me. Find theta. Sine theta equals to half. Notice how I just ignored the negative because I'm trying to find a related angle for it. So sine theta equals to half. This means theta equals to, if you don't remember the exact values, that's fine. It's 30 degrees. But theta is 30 degrees. Therefore, x, the real solution to the equation, will be sine 180 plus of 30 degrees and 360 minus of 30 degrees, which is 210 and 330 degrees. If you are unsure, you can always chuck it in a calculator with some radians. -half, 330, -half. Two answers. And let's see, does it make sense? Well, let's test it. Sine graph is supposed to look like this. 180, 360. If I'm looking for negative half, I'm assuming it would be this point over here. Two answers. Yeah. And it's going to be somewhere around here. And it makes sense because it's 180 plus 30 degrees and 180 less, oh, sorry, 360 minus 30 degrees. That's how it is. Okay. I'm going to do a couple more examples and I'm going to write up a couple more examples and upload it on Google Classroom for you guys. Hopefully it makes sense. Hopefully the YouTube video processes quickly. E.g. 2. Let's see. Tan x equals to root 3. Step 1. What do we have to do? Quadrants. Is it positive or negative? All stations central? Since tan x is greater than 0, which means positive, hopefully that's not too hard, it's got to be not here, here, and here. Now, how do I know? This is going to be theta, and this is going to be theta. That's not the same as x. Theta is my related acute angle. Okay? So therefore, x equals just normal theta from 0 because it goes from here by 0, by theta. And it goes from here to here. What's that? That is 180 plus theta. Okay? Now I need to find the related acute angle. Tan theta equals to root 3. In this case, theta is just, well, 60 degrees. Now that I've found theta is 60 degrees, x equals to 60 degrees, and 240 degrees, which is 180 plus 60. Is that okay? Let's have a go at another one. I'm just going to do as many as I can until it makes sense for you guys. It is not 9th of January. Why does it say that on my iPad? That's weird. EG3. Let's have a look. Cos squared theta equals to 1 on 2. I want to find cos theta. What should I do? I need to square root it. Square root, but plus or minus 1 on 2. What's that? Plus or minus of 1 on root 2. Now here's a problem. If it's a plus or minus, step 1, the quadrants should be positive, negative, positive, negative and positive. All four of the solutions work. And it makes sense because if you were to graph it out and you say cos theta equals to plus or minus 1 on root 2, it could be plus 1 on root 2 here, two answers here. Or it could be negative 1 on root 2, two answers here. So there's a total of 4 solutions. Makes sense. Okay, remember unit circle and the trig graphs are all same things. That looks pretty good. Anyhow, now I need to find the related angle that gives cos theta 1 on root 2. At this point, you might be thinking, but Mr. Kim, are you being stupid? You used to theta for related acute angles, but you use theta for the equation. I don't care. We just make up a new one. That means I'll say alpha is my new angle that I'm going to be dealing with. It could be anything, whatever you name. Should be okay. We just want to find so that theta equals to alpha for the first quadrant. And then the second quadrant is 180 minus alpha. And then the third quadrant is 180 plus alpha. And then the last quadrant is 360 minus alpha. Okay? Second, third, fourth. So all I need to do now is just use that alpha as my new placeholder. That's the end of the day. Cos alpha, cos alpha equals to, again, just ignore the plus or minus. Just 1 over root 2. This means alpha equals to 45 degrees. Therefore, theta equals to 45, 135, 225, 315. Four solutions. They all make sense. Okay, I'm going to go through one more question, but maybe this one might make more sense to you guys. Uh, and if you guys want, you guys can pause it and have a go at it yourselves and then confirm it with me. Okay, pause real quick. 3, 2, 1. Did you guys on pause? Okay, well, some of you may not have paused at all. So we'll see how that goes. Anyhow, cos of x equals to negative 1 on 2. Probably should have written the question down first before asking you guys to pause. You guys, if you guys want to have a go, I'll write down the domain now. Oops. Now pause. Unpaused or didn't pause in the first place. Have a go. I'm going to show you guys how I would do this. Okay. First thing first, the quadrants for cos x to be negative half should be quadrants for cos of x to be less than 0, which means negative, should be stations and 2. This means whatever the angle theta is, x equals 180 minus theta for the second quadrant and 180 plus theta for the third quadrant. Okay. Now, disregard the plus and minus. Ignore the plus and minus and solve for cos of theta equals to just 1 on 2. You can actually chuck this in a calculator. This part, you can say theta equals to, well, cos inverse of half. Chuck it in a calculator, and then you get 60 degrees. Now you get x equals to 120 degrees and 240 degrees. Hopefully this helped because I need to go to homework help class now. Have fun.